Kingdom of Lesotho with the king at its help, Moshoeshoe II, and its first Prime Minister, Chief Leabua Jonathan. Previously, Lesotho had never been affected by political turmoils that have affected other African nations. This year, Independence Day coincides with the kingdom's celebrating 200 years since the country was established. And let's take you live to those celebrations in Maseru.
I wish to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to His Majesty King Leslie III, Her Majesty the Queen, the Right Honourable Prime Minister, and all the members of government and the people of Lesotho for their warm welcome and hospitality. It is a great honour and privilege to be here today on behalf of the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, and to join you in celebrating a truly historic milestone. 200 years ago, under the visionary leadership of King Moshoeshoe I of Basotho Nation, was founded on the principles of diplomacy, of unity, and profound respect for human dignity. In times of conflict, displacement, and colonial expansion, His Majesty chose a path of peace. His approach was revolutionary: to build a nation through dialogue, inclusion, and peaceful alliances. His generosity and wisdom often disarmed his opponents. His treatment of former enemies demonstrated a profound understanding of peace building, and his embrace of diversity, welcoming refugees and different groups into his growing nations, contributed to creating a stronger and a more resilient country. Since then, the evolution of the Basotho Nation is a testament to the success of His Majesty's vision, his wisdom, and his compassion. This resonates deeply with the values and the principles of the United Nations that inspires us all. It can guide us as we confront the global challenges of the 21st century: conflict, rising inequalities, climate change, our geopolitical divides, and the erosion of trust. It calls us to choose dialogue over confrontation, to embrace differences rather than to fear them, to understand and respect all parties, even former adversaries, to include women and young people and every community in decision-making, to respect, protect, and champion the rights, voices, and leadership of every woman and every girl, to open our homes and our hearts to the displaced, marginalized, and vulnerable, and to live in peace and harmony with the land. As the world faces an unprecedented climate crisis, we draw on your country's wisdom of preserving our natural world for future generations. We must foster international cooperation and solidarity, sharing knowledge and resources to support vulnerable communities, building climate resilience, transforming agriculture and food systems, and adopting sustainable practices. We should also honor our common responsibility as stewards of our earth. Your Majesty, Excellencies, dear friends, the journey of the Kingdom of Lesotho is a shining example of the power of unity. On behalf of the United Nations, congratulations on this 200th anniversary. As we celebrate this bicentenary, let us continue to be inspired by King Moshoeshoe's legacy of fostering dialogue, celebrating diversity, and sustaining peace. May the next 200 years and beyond be filled with peace and harmony, or as you say, Oso Pula Nala. Thank you.
All right. And Sophie Mukwena, who's the international editor here at the SABC News, is standing by just to talk a little bit about what we've heard from Amina Mohammed, and also looking, Sophie, at the economy of Lesotho, which is very, very dependent on South Africa. What do you make of it throughout its revolution and how it has now become, 58 years of independence? How do you see it?
Well, I think it will continue to rely on South Africa, and as we wait for the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, to take to the podium, that speaks to the relationship between these two countries and this landlocked country. All the borders are linked to South Africa, and therefore it will continue, Lesotho, to depend on South Africa, because this is the largest economy on the continent, and it is your neighbor. You will tap into the strength of your neighbor. Secondly, you know that they rely on mining, that is the diamonds in Lesotho. There's agriculture. There's also water, and the water at this moment has become a treasure for Basotho, because you know that South Africa is getting water supply from Lesotho. And you know that as we speak right now, there is a maintenance going on with that Lesotho Highlands Development Tunnel, and therefore for 6 months, Gauteng will not be getting water from Lesotho. So that money they use to develop the country. As you can see, the president is now approaching the podium. He is going to deliver the message on behalf of South Africa, the neighbor. But it's more than that. You know that Lesotho played a very important role in helping those who went to Lesotho in exile during apartheid years. And you know, again, also President Ramaphosa, a former leader of the NUM, as you know, very close to Bontate James Motlatsi, who are from Lesotho. He's got a relationship with Basotho. When he visited mines, when he was the Secretary General of the NUM, he used to engage Basotho. That is why he can even speak Sotho fluent. And I think the relationship it's very tight, very, very tight, because Free State in particular, a neighbor, not only Free State, including Eastern Cape. When you look at areas that are linked to Eastern Cape and Lesotho, you can see the exchange of culture. Even more than that, you know that the mother of the former South African President Thabo Mbeki, Apanet Mbeki Moyarane, comes from Lesotho. So there's a lot of links in terms of even culture.
Sophie, let's listen into the president. He's currently taken on the podium.
The third and Queen Mamohato Seiso, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Ndate Samuel Matekane, Deputy President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Deputy President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellencies, Heads of Government, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners here present, members of the media, Basotho dumelang. Ke lethabo le leholo hore rona ba South Africa re fiwe monyetla wa ho ba teng mona ha le keteka dilemo tse 200 le setjhaba sa Lesotho se ahilweng ke Kgosi e Kgolo Moshweshwe. It is a great honor indeed and a privilege for us to be in this auspicious occasion as your only neighbor. It is indeed an accident of history that you have no other neighbor but South Africa. I convey the well wishes of the people of South Africa to His Majesty and the people of Lesotho on the 58th anniversary of the independence and the bicentennial of the founding of this great nation in 1824. South Africa and Lesotho are bound together by history